YouTube. We here. Let's go. Cuzzo Nation, we are back with a great review of these bad babies here. Just released today, and they are something nice. Released today, what is today? May 11th, 2022. And here we have the Air Jordan 6 Midnight Navies. Take a look at that. I mean, this shoe right here, man, it is a thing of beauty. It's simplistic, but also smooth at the same time. I mean, you can pair, we'll talk about pairings a little bit later in the video, like with something like this, by us being right in kind of the middle of the spring season, getting ready to go into the summer season. So you can pair it with a nice long sleeve tee, nice jeans. We'll get with that a little bit later, but when I tell you the quality and the styling of this, like I said, it's simplistic, but then again, you can hook up a lot of different outfits with it, and you can really go with your imagination with how you really want to hook this shoe up, what you want to hook it up with. You can do some nice pairings. You can even do some off-color pairings that would really bring out just the freshness of this shoe. This is a great, I'm getting ready to go to the family reunion, barbecue shoe, and you know, you're getting all dressed up just to hurt all your family members with your nice fit on Cuzzo fit, if you know what I mean. So yeah, this is a beautiful shoe. Now let's get with the quality of it, the leather quality. One thing about the leather quality, it is amazing. I would say it's really soft to the touch. They added a nice pebble leather to it. It is really soft, especially back here, depending on pairs, because they made over what I think 160 something thousand of these. So sometimes when it's that massively made, that sometimes quality might not be the best, but for the pair that I got, for the most part, everything looks good. Like it's tumbled mostly throughout, but on the toe, if you can see here on the toe, I don't know if I can get my camera to focus on it that good, but on the toe is a nice smooth leather. Yes, I do know about leathers. Am I a leatherologist? Well, kind of, sort of, because I used to and still do design for a luxury brand. So I know about different qualities and grades of leather. You have cheap leathers. It comes in different grades. So it looks like this would be kind of a medium grade leather. It's extremely soft. And now that they bumped up the price to $200, you want to make sure that you get the best bang for your buck. And it looks like this is going to be a beautiful summer shoe. And for the most part, for the drop that was earlier today, it looks like most of the people who wanted them, you had the opportunity and the chance to get them. So let's talk about what makes this shoe so good, so iconic. As you see, Jordan Brand has been giving us a nice variety of sixes lately. Fours have just been the things, and of course those coveted ones. So what are some great things about the six that a lot of people don't know? For those of you who don't know, the sixes are the first shoe that MJ won his first NBA championship with. Yes, this particular silhouette here. But another great thing about the sixes were the first shoe, reading just a couple of historical facts, that Michael told Tinker that he was tired of having the strap across what we would call a rand across the tip of his shoe. So the sixes were the first shoe that had the clean toe. And as you begin to see in kind of the lineage of the Jordan Brand and the shoes, the sixes always had a clean toe. It always had that clean look. Or if you're looking down from the top, you always seen that particular clean look. Hence why when the 10s came out and there were different versions of the 10, is because they tried to put the rand on it, and Mike was like, nope, we got to go back to the original design language of how I like my shoes. So the sixes is what started the trend on that clean toe. Another fun fact about the sixes is, if you see, it carried over a little bit from the 5s with the clear translucent bottom, but the 5s had a lot more translucent rubber on the bottom. And another thing that Tinker said is that he was getting info from the kids that were wearing them, and what they were saying is that if you ever hooped in these and hooped in the 5s, on the 5s, you realize that you need, you're constantly rubbing the bottom of your shoe to make sure that you got enough traction, to make sure you got enough grip. So from what he did from having that information was actually added this rubber. So even though it's a cool and dope design, it's actually intentional, which is good. Good design should always be intentional. So what he did was added this particular rubber on the bottom of the shoe to make sure that when you are playing, that you're able to get the grip that you need. He said even though on the NBA courts, most of the courts on the NBA, they're pristine, they're clean, and they, sometimes they use the mat to be able to wipe their shoes off or things like that. But with this particular shoe, he was thinking about the consumer, that they won't have, sometimes the luxuries of being able to have that clean court. So he thought about us on this and gave us a little traction here, a little traction there. And still, even with hooping with these, you still have to do a few rubs, but not as many as you have to do with the 5s. Another cool design thing that he added on here was the 2 holes. He asked Michael, does sometimes he have trouble putting on his shoes? And he said, yeah. So what he did was added these 2 holes on the top of it, so you can be able to put on your shoe even quicker. And Mike told him, he said, also put one on the bottom, which is called the spoiler. So Tinker was looking at his, I believe it was a Ferrari, it was a Porsche, one of them at the time, and they began to call this back piece the spoiler. So now it's kind of a quick system where you can actually put your shoe on quicker. So you're able to put your foot in there, pull it up, and you are ready to go. So this particular shoe had a lot of innovative designs with it, which was a lot before its time. It was the first shoe also to have a molded piece background with it. Like I said, a lot of people don't appreciate the 6s as they should be unless the colorway is fly and all that stuff, but this shoe was really iconic for its time. And it's the last shoe to actually, even though this doesn't have it, if it would have had it, it would have been dope. The Nike Air branding on it, because at this time, Jordan, Tinker felt that Jordan was a big enough brand to be able to have its own identity outside of Nike, which when they started, it was brand Jordan. So this is the shoe that, it was the last shoe that had the outward Nike branded on it. After that, you saw the Jumpman on most of the models going on after that. And now that when we get Nike Air, the truth to be told, it really should have stopped with the 6s. If you get it on another silhouette, then you're lucky, especially if it's not an OG colorway. But this shoe, man, is iconic for what the time that it came in, the innovative designs that were before its time in footwear. And that's one thing that made Jordan and the whole brand stand out, is because they weren't afraid to push limits, and they had the greatest person, the greatest athlete, the GOAT, the real GOAT. Yeah, come at me in the comments. He's the best. To be able to put it on, worldwide display. So this is one of the greatest shoes, one of the greatest silhouettes, if it's one of your silhouettes. Of course, mine is the 3 and the 11, but the 6s is in there, 6s and 4s, but this is a great silhouette. But now, how would I style it? Let's look at these few looks. For this first look, since we're right in the middle of spring and summertime, what I wanted to do was have a real nice jean pant, and I got the Cuzzo long sleeve long sleeve t-shirt that really accents it well. Keeping along with that same look as we're transitioning into summer, I just replaced with a plain Cuzzo navy signature tee. And for the last look, I just did the whole Cuzzo signature navy short set to keep it fresh, keep it light, keep it smooth. And the AJ6 midnight navies accented perfectly. And we're back. So the overall shoe it's kind of 50-50. Some people like it because of just the clean silhouette, and some people think it's too clean. Would I suggest getting it? Yeah, if you are a fashionable person and know how to put some outfits together, as we just recently gave you, just showing you some of the ways that you can hook it up, which way you can put certain outfits with it, because you can add color and it will still pop. You can add different things and you can still have that flair that you can only get with this kind of shoe, because some shoes that have deeper color blocking, it's kind of hard to stray away from those particular colors unless you're just known for having a whole bunch of colors. But this is one of the shoes where you can really have your own style and flavor with it by being such a simple colorway. Sometimes easy is all that you need to do. So would I recommend it? Yeah, I would recommend it because of the leather quality. I recommend it because of what you can do with the different kind of designs with it. It really takes color extremely well, or you can keep it. You know, sometimes easy does it. Why make it harder than it needs to be? So I would recommend getting it. Again, it shouldn't be that hard to get. If you weren't able to cop today, I'm sure they're going to be restocks. And if you have to go to the aftermarket, StockX, we'll talk about that a little bit later, because I did get some of those patent one breads. It's gonna be a whole nother video. Probably gonna be the next video, because I did get a pair of those, and as they got this whole StockX and Nike thing, we'll talk about that in the next one. So if you do need to get a pair, I'm sure they're going to be available, or different places where you can probably even go to Trade Block or different things like that to make sure that you secure a pair. Very, very, very clean pair. Like I said, you can hook it up as you saw. Again, the outfits. And if you didn't know, if you watched to this point, go on to get 20% with that code right there off your Cuzzo tee, off your Cuzzo outfit. That's right. This is the stuff I put inside the video just to make sure that you're watching to the end, because hey, Cuzzo Nation, I got to take care of y'all my peeps, just to hook it up. Then again, when you do get your Cuzzo fit and your shoes, tag me in it. Let me see how you hooked it up. Let me see where you put it on. Let me see how you rocked it. Again, Cuzzo Nation, much love to you. And as I always say, today could either be day one or it could be one day. You decide. Cuzzo Nation, much love. Catch you in the next vid.
You got an event coming up and you need a fit with just the right touch. You need something that's bold, something pure gold. You need something that's cold. What you need is the ultimate expression of swagger.